on Municky, her first.
There we see Sean Sweeney trying to explain to his team, trying to cut off that pass to the inside. And it's really a tough job when you've got two sisters like the Walters sisters, Lisa and Cheryl, that are so dominant inside. It really puts a lot of pressure on those forwards for Lake City.
For Lake City, number
11-4 the score. Henderson jumping off to a lead here in the early going. Lisa Walters averages 17 a game. $12-4 the score. We have more basketball coming your way next week with the boys tournament beginning Thursday at 2 locations, Williams Arena and the St. Paul Civic Center. Coach Jim Dutcher, University of Minnesota, will join us as our expert analyst. We like working with you coaches, Judy, I'll tell you. That's the end of the first quarter with a score. Henderson 12 and Lake City 4.
Tom, Jeff and I were talking down here. We feel maybe the Walter sisters might be one of the best 1-2 punches up front in the Class A that we've seen. They combined for 11 of the 12 points so far.
Well, they work together so well. I guess maybe that's just because they're sisters. Maybe they think a lot alike.
Kay Solars has been taken out of the game for Lake City, replaced by Deb Steffenhagen, obviously to rest that weakened ankle. I'll take it back. Solars is not out of the ball game, so apparently we have to. Who did she? We have Steffenhagen in. We got to find out who left the lineup.
Well, Kay Solars was out just at the end of the first quarter there, I think, to give her a little break in addition to the 1 minute between quarters.
Pick that up off the PA and look up, and here's Kay jumping. I said, that's not right. So you deal with all these numbers and names, and you can tell them by this time you practically don't even need numbers anymore because you've been really watching them play for 3 full days. Henderson moving that ball around against that zone. Good defense by Lake City. I mean, they're not giving them a thing. They're making them work to get that ball inside, Judy.
That was a nice job. The player was straight up on defense, which is the way you want them when they're going to take a shot.
There's a head fake by Lisa Walters, and it drew a foul from number 44, Janine Municky.
I think it's important to know when you're playing defense, you are entitled to the vertical space that is above you. So if you're straight up on defense, the offensive player cannot jump into you as she's taking your shot.
Municky is out. Lisa Christian's in for Lake City. Coach Sean Sweeney in his 4th year doing considerable substituting. It's now 13-4 Henderson. We've just opened up the second quarter of play. This is for the Class A championship. State of Minnesota. It's been kind of a slow down game so far. Trying to get that ball into Heitman. Got a shot off, and Henderson. Janet Ryder. That's Janet, the playmaker. You need those little guards out there making things move for you. Henderson holding the ball a little bit long against that defense. You have to snap those passes around. No basket is fouled before the shot. It's on Springer, her first.
You can watch here on the replay a pass to the inside, and Shannon Springer has to come across from the weak side to try to help out and picks up the foul. You know, one thing when you double team the players like they're doing with the Walters, that means that someone else on the Henderson team is going to be open. And Henderson has been able to find that open player.
That's Jane Pieper, 5'11" senior, averaging 6 points a game at the free throw line for the Henderson Tigers. All of 94 students at Henderson High. Got it. And they lead 16-4 here.
The double dilemma right now for Lake City is they haven't been able to get their offense untracked, and at the same time at the other end of the court, they can't seem to stop Henderson.
Both teams having trouble really penetrating each other's defense, especially so for Lake City because of the Walters sisters and, of course, Jane Pieper. Shot rolls off. Rebound by Cheryl Walters. And they race into the front court. They do not want that defense to set up, but now they realize they do not have a play, so they set it up. Ryder. That's Fossum who just checked in, Tammy Fossum. 5'7" junior. Lake City with the ball. Solars. Shannon Springer. That rolls off, and Solars battling on those boards. A nice job of tying up the ball. She'll jump with Lisa Walters.
Lake City's doing a good job of getting some nice shots. They're not way out. They're in close, but they're just not falling.
Springer battles for it and gets it. 16-4, Henderson. 5:50 remaining in the first half. Lake City just can't seem to get on track.
You know, Tom, Lake City kind of reminds me of Spring Lake Park last night. They're getting some shots, they're just not falling for them.
That was Lisa Christians, and we're going to have a foul. It is on Solars, her second.
That's a good analogy. It gets real frustrating when you're not shooting well, and it just affects your whole game.
You begin to think about your shooting. You get mechanical. You start grooving your shots instead of it being natural. 5:42 remaining in the half. Missing the free throw was Cheryl Walters, and Lake City will try to get it going again. They've scored only 4 points, and we are well into the second quarter. Substitution getting ready to come in for Henderson. Timeout on the floor with the score. Henderson 16 and Lake City 4.
There we see the Lake City huddle strategizing and trying to get back into the game. This is a big day for Lake City basketball. Tonight, the Lake City boys team is in the Region 1A finals down at the Mayo Civic Center in Rochester against Caledonia. As I understand it, they've got the buses waiting and ready to go. They've got box lunches for the band, so they'll be all set to take off after, hopefully, what they would think, I guess, Lake City takes the championship here.
Hey, they're going all out. The Lake City radio station is even bringing in Randy Brewer to do color in that ball game. And who better qualified than Randy Brewer? I tell you what an impressive athlete. Lake City trying to get it going, and they're called for traveling. Henderson leading 16-4. We have 5:13 remaining. See a couple of fans here in the stands. We have some authentic Valley girls in this game, the Henderson Tigers and the Valley Conference, the champions. Fossum tried to work a give and go, but was covered nicely by Lake City. Henderson content to work the ball outside. Lake City not that anxious to come after him. They're in a person-to-person, man-to-man, one-on-one. And that shot is good by Tammy Fossum.
Basket by number 23, Tammy Fossum.
First two of the game for her, and Henderson now leading by 14 points. Lake City changing the lineup, trying to get something going. Traveling is called on Kay Solars.
Well, on that turnover, we've got Coach Sweeney with his coat off. His tie is gone.
We wondered how long that would last.
Oh, his tie is still on. I'm sorry, he's got a bow tie on today.
We know it's going eventually. There's a pool, I understand, at several towns around the state as to exactly what time the tie comes off.
The Sweeney strip. Can I say that on TV?
Oh, what the heck. It's all in good fun. Traveling. 18-4, Henderson leading.
There's
Going
Coach Sweeney.
out of the ball game, Shannon Springer for Lake City. Coming into the game, Judy Deppner. And we're going to have a foul. Going over and getting some instructions